Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ryan Ferguson. I am blessed to serve as Director of Music and Worship here at Athens First, and we welcome you to this space, to this Reverberations Anniversary Handbell concert here at the church. As you came in, I hope you got a program. It will kind of walk you through what all we are doing today. Our concerts here at Athens First are offered free to our community, and we are so glad that you are here. One of the ways that we are able to do that is thanks to our church community and to people just like you who come to our concerts so that people can always have access. So if today, over the course of the concert, you would like to make a contribution to Concerts at Athens First, there are a couple of ways you can do that, and you can find those printed in your program. There are giving boxes. You can also give online. So I do hope that you sit back and relax and enjoy some of the many sounds of handbells today. Thank you. So before we move on in our concert, we want to show you some of the things that you will see in the concert today, different things that handbells can do, different techniques that we use. So oftentimes we know what a basic handbell ring sounds like, right? So handbells, can we demonstrate that? And, all right, beautiful, lovely sound. But then we can do some really fun things also. So this is called a gyro. Ready? And ooh, ah, right? All right. Our next thing is a fancy Italian word, martellato. Ready? And all right. And we have this neat thing that you'll see in some of our pieces called an echo bell. Right? The next one's kind of fun. You have to be sure that you have enough space so that you don't hit anybody. This is called a swing. Ready? And all right. And this one, people like this one a lot. This is called a shake. Ready? And all right, that's fun. And then the last technique that I'll tell you about today is going to lead us into our next piece, and it's called singing bell. Singing bell is where you essentially play the bell much like you would water on a wine glass. And so you'll hear what a really beautiful sound it makes. as we continue in our concert, we're actually going to feature a piece called Carillon for Organ. There are many composers who are inspired by the sounds of bells, and so they try to emulate bells themselves in their compositions. And so Rachmaninoff famously has the bells of Moscow and such pieces as that. And so this is Mural's take on Carillon for the organ. So while this piece happens, you will notice that Dina Jones, who's our soloist for our next piece, is putting together a bell tree, which is a strung set of bells that will be featured in the next piece. So we hope you enjoy Carillon for organ. this, after all, is an anniversary celebration. This is an anniversary concert. And so when we first advertised the concert, and even on the very front of your program, it says celebrating 40 years of handbells at Athens First, and that is true. But as a church historian shared with me this week, turns out the plot thickens. And so turns out we could actually claim that this is our 60th anniversary of handbells at the church. So fun story. Longtime music director Reginald Smith, who was here back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, turns out he ended up purchasing the very first set of handbells for the church to the tune of $1,500 in 1965, and he almost lost his job. And so, turns out he pulled a group of people together, and they would ring, and it was kind of irregular, whoever was available, come and play. But it was in 1983-84 that the group, as we know it today, a regular meeting group began to form. And so that is what we see today, the Athens First Ringers. So it's really exciting to be able to share this celebration with them and with our church. And so there are actually 3 handbell ringers that I would like to acknowledge who are charter members, who were some of the original ringers from that 1984 group. And so I'd love to acknowledge Lee Holland here. Gail Walton. And Carlin Haley. I'm sure they've seen a few things change over the past 40 years, but it is a delight that we get to celebrate. And so one of the ways we decided to celebrate this milestone was by having the Handbell Choir commission a piece of music. And so that piece of music is up next. If you are a part of the handbell world, so if you're brave enough, how many of you, by show of hands in the crowd today, maybe you were a ringer or are a ringer? All right, get their names, everybody. All right. So if you've been a part of the handbell world, the name Matthew Compton is not a name. That's a name that you probably know. He has been doing some incredible work in the music world, especially with handbells. And so we reached out to him and asked him to write a piece of music for us for this anniversary. And so it is our great pleasure that the choir got to spend all day yesterday with him rehearsing the piece, and he is here with us today, and he is going to conduct it. So Matthew Compton, everybody.
Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Compton, and it has been an absolute joy and pleasure to be here this weekend. This is my second time in Georgia, and you have a beautiful state. And for those of you who are members here or have been around, you are fully aware of how incredible the music ministry here is. I had the pleasure of attending worship this morning and just experiencing the choir, this incredible organ you have. I am the music director of a small Methodist church in Vancouver, Washington, just north of Portland, Oregon, and we do not have that. I would love it, but we'd have to build a whole new building to fit something like that. But it is always a joy and an honor to be commissioned to write things, and then it was an even more of a joy to be asked to come conduct this. And so this arrangement of This Is My Father's World features sort of 3 different characteristics of the tune. The first bit is a little bit more sparse, little fragments of the tune, almost like you're remembering that this hymn exists. And then the second iteration is more of living in the beauty of God's creation. And then the last iteration is more of a joyful celebration where we can share in this together. I think, like nature, we find ways to be connected to each other through nature, and I think maybe more than anything, music also unites us, where I have not been alive for 40 years, but this handbell program has thrived through that, and so it's a joy to be a part of that experience with you. So thank you so much for having me, and thank you all for being just a marvelous group of people. This has been a joy. This is my Father's world.
we now move into a very special set of pieces that you might not hear typically in the church. So we're shifting gears a little bit. So the first piece of the set that we're about to move into is called Bundle of Joy, and it is the theme music from Disney Pixar's Inside Out. So if you've ever seen that movie, that is the theme music for it. The next piece we will have after that is one we know and love, Edelweiss from The Sound of Music. It will feature just hand chimes. And the closing one is one that you may not be as familiar with, but if you like space movies, Day One is a piece from the 2014 film Interstellar. And so a really interesting piece that gets to use the organ. So we hope you enjoy. Folks, it's been our pleasure that you have been with us today. And as part of this anniversary celebration, you were a part of it, and we are grateful you were here. We're going to continue the celebration after the concert today. We're going to have a reception in Hancock Hall, which is just through these doors here to your left. We hope that you can join us for that and visit with some of our ringers. The last piece on the program is Toccata on King's Weston, which is another one of Matthew's pieces, and so I am going to have him up to conduct that closing piece for us in just a second. I figured if he's in the room, why not? But before we go, we just want to say thank you for your support of our music program. Thank you so much for supporting our ringers and our programs that we have here, and for supporting our concerts. If any of you are interested, I said it earlier as a joke, but if any of you are interested in learning more about handbells at Athens First, please come see me at the reception. I would love to talk to you, because we always have space for folks who want to learn to ring, whether you're a seasoned ringer or whether you're like, I think I can hold a bell. All right, so please come and say hello. Once again, thank you for being here with us today, and I'm going to have Matthew back up. thank you all so much for being here. We hope you can join us at the reception and join us on May 18th for our closing concert of the series, which is the Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony. So we hope you can join us. Thank you for being here.